Hey folks, this is, well, it's me. You know who I am. I just want to get a quick update. Since I haven't said anything on, I've been posting on Patreon, of course, but I kept meaning to get a video out here real quick, but timing. So, just a quick update. Be on the lookout next day or so. I will be putting up that first chunk. Just a overview of what's been going on. So, when I think I last updated was like late November, early December, something like that. Um, money problems, yada, yada, yada. Well, those problems have been solved. Not only did I get my bonus, I found out a week before I got my bonus that I had been sitting on 7K of stock options. So instead of the 7K bonus, I got that as well. So I was flush for money for about 2 weeks until it was all gone. But basically, I paid a bunch of stuff off. I outfitted my shop as I needed because I was like having move. I lost access to a ton of shit like a table saw and a compressor and all this other stuff that I was kind of hamstring without a lot of this stuff. So I did that and paid off stuff, got the creditors off my back, and basically righted the ship. And things are going well, and we're going to buy this house and all that stuff. Well, that just got shot down actually. Well, it didn't get exactly shot down. It got postponed. So this is a VA home loan because I'm ex-military, and they're sticklers about certain things. And the roof of this place, per the appraiser, has exceeded its useful lifespan. And no shit. I knew that. It's not leaking right now. It hasn't been leaked since we got here, and I know some repairs have been done, but it needs to be replaced. And the VA is like, nope. You don't negotiate with that. It's not a negotiating. It has to be fixed, because I understand why. They got a lot of other stuff. They send foundation people over to look at, and you got to. It's like I gotta weld the I-beam downstairs to the support posts, which I went and bought a small Harbor Freight 120 volt welder. I didn't want to put a 240 line and drag my frickin' 240 welder up here, and I got it like dirt cheap because it was Harbor Freight and I'm one of their members, so I got it for like $100. It's stupid cheap. Anyway, so I gotta do that. I gotta put some nails in these hurricane straps. There's only like two in there. There's supposed to be like 4 or 6 something per. Stupid shit like that. I gotta put a hand railing up and just dumb stuff like that. Before those are the main things: the roof, the hand railing, and there's a spot of water damage on one of the ceilings where there was a leak where I actually was. I'm not even bothered. It's not really a leak. It was a hole in the side of the house. You know, long story. Not a long story. It's just bizarre. Anyway, I'm trying not to ramble. Um, so that's all great. So, okay, the owners knew. They knew the roof needed to be replaced. They were expecting that. So we went and got quotes and all this other shit. And one of the quotes was for this. It was for a metal roof, but it was for a roof upon a roof. And it was basically, instead of removing this roof, they would use the existing roof as kind of a vapor barrier, attach a new roof to it, straighten up the center line and stuff. Attach it and basically buttress everything up. And that's way cheap. That was the cheapest thing that came in for a metal roof. It's just it has the external fasteners, which you have to do a little bit of preventive maintenance in about 7-10 years, or they'll start to leak. Whereas like more expensive roofs, they're like $16,000. They have hidden fasteners. These ones are not. So it's half the price though. So okay, that's fine. All right, fine. VA was fine with that. Underwriters just fucking came back, and my VA guy was fighting for me, but they wouldn't budge on this. Normally, what they would do is you get the estimate. The sellers pay 150% of that, and it's put into escrow until the work is done, and they get back the remainder. Okay, fine. That sounded fine to me. The builder said they quoted us a time frame in July. That's fine. Okay, roof's not leaking. It's not okay, fine. And then my guy came like, dude, I've been fighting for this, and they won't do that. I'm like, what? It's like, yeah, it has to be done before they'll sign off on it. And I'm like, what? What do you mean that it's the middle of winter in fucking Michigan? There's 6 inches of snow on the roof, and it's sub-zero outside. Who do you think is doing any kind of roofing work right now? And so they're like, I there's no option. That's it. That's done. So it may actually be a slightly, there might be a silver lining to the whole thing. So what I'm going to do is, so we had the inspection done as well, and that came out to like $16,000 in repairs that need to be done. And it's a lot of it's stuff like stupid stuff and stuff that I was going to probably do anyway. And like there's the decking that, and stuff like that. I'm going to repaint and this, that, and the other thing. And this is all stuff I was going to do. So what I'm going to do is to go back to the seller and say, hey, look, this is what it is, but this is the way I think we can move forward with this. let's get to this, to secure the roofing. You guys, they asked for 10% down. I say, okay, fine. Let's get the roofing done. In the meantime, and I'm planning like we'll have to get like a formal contract kind of thing here because I don't want to get screwed. But so what we'll do is, you knock X amount off the rent. I'm going to say like $300. Take it down to an even $1,000, and I will use that extra money in my copious amounts of time, generally speaking. Well, I don't know how 4 days off becomes not enough time. When it first got started doing 4 days off, it seemed like I was having trouble. It's like, but damn, what do I do with myself? And well, a lot of it I filled with doing this stuff early on, I guess. But now I got so much shit going on. It's like, I have to force myself. Like on certain days, I have to sit down and record, and some days I got to get up to the shop and do shit because I'm selling shit, and I got to make stuff for people when they ask for it. Pay me money for it. And you guys are paying money. Well, my patrons, God, thank you guys. These poor motherfuckers been sending me money for months, and I haven't done shit yet. God damn it, it was so fucking close. God, this makes me so mad. I'm gonna do something special for those guys once I get everything up and running with my CNC stuff and my laser cutters, something physical, something Fallout Heroes or Fallout related. Again, thank you guys. You pulled us through some really shitty times, and and I will pay you back. But anyway, so the long story short is it's fucked it all up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the owners and say, look, knock this off the rent. I will fix this stuff. We'll track it all. I'll note down what I'm buying so we know a full total of what's being done. And when it comes down, we'll use that instead of, because that 16,000 was going to be a negotiating price, right? So now we can say, okay, this stuff's all been done, and I get a big old break on rent for the next 6 months because I can tell you I can make all this stuff happen. They're talking about a hell of a lot cheaper than the estimates are for because I can do 99% of this stuff myself. But anyway, and then come July we get the roof replaced, and then we do it all again. I have to get I have to go through the credit check again. The appraisal has to be done, but this time the stuff that was cock blocking the appraisal will all be done. With that done, all the stuff for inspection will majorly be repaired. So then, well, the downside of that is that I will have to pay a higher price on the loan, which is coming in like the top I can afford is 197,000, appraised at 193,000. I'm going to offer 90, I think. Assuming this does. I mean, I could whittle it down, but for every 10K that we whittle it down, it only saves me $70 a month. So for that to really make any kind of sense or a dent, it would have to go down by like 50K. Something like $500 would be something to look at if you could think, knock it off the month. And I could dip in my 401K and take a loan out for buying a home and knock it down quite a bit. And who knows, maybe I'll do that. That's a possibility. So anyway, but yeah, it's been fucked. So now we gotta. There's literally no way around it. There's no way we're getting a roof done this time of year. But anyway, there's nothing to do with Fall of Equestria. I've been drinking, by the way. We went to the casino today, and actually, we went to the casino. The first time I've ever been to a casino. We had lunch. It's about $40, and then we went and played slots. I said, okay, we'll each take $50, and that's it. And then I've never been to a casino. I've never in my life never been to a casino, and it was an experience. Ended up walking away with $450 between the two of us. So yeah, that was a bonus. Oh, anyway, so the other crap that's been happening. I mean, this shit should have been out a few days ago, but get this, God damn it! You can see it on my Patreon page. There's pictures of the tower. It was No, it wasn't. It wasn't Sunday. I thought it was Sunday. No, it was actually Monday. It was Monday afternoon. I'm working, and all of a sudden the internet just goes. This takes a huge shit. Now our internet is already crappy to begin with. 6 megabits on, is sustained as a good day, right? But in this thing, it just tanked, and it was weird because it wasn't like I lost the signal. Signal was still there, but it was just someone was up there and turned the panel away. The signal wasn't as strong. The signal noise ratio was crap, and the other primary power signal was also crap. And I'm like, oh fuck, what's this? And that was a little concerning. So I called. I've called T-Mobile support many times and talked to them about this. And I'm kind of in a weird situation because I'm technically in a no service area because I brought my modem with me. But so. They had told me last month when I had another problem. They said, "Well, hey, this tower is slated for modernization in the next 30 to 90 days." I was like, "Oh, that's great." And it's like, "Yeah, sure. I'm sure it is. And they always love to say there's work being done or there's something going on." But they said the same thing, and it's like, "Oh, wait, hold on a second. Yeah, there's 4 tickets open. There is work. There's modernizations currently going on. So they got turnip date is February 3rd. And I'm like, oh, well, this sounds like it might actually be legit. So I know where this tower is because I have my external antenna point right at the damn thing. So I go down there, and lo and behold, there's a huge crane there. And I'm like, oh my God, getting so excited. And okay, fine. Well, let's be calm. I'll deal with shitty internet for a few days. Amazingly, we can still sit and we can still watch stuff. As shitty as it was, it would still stream okay. Upload was kind of borked. I mean, I'd try to do speed tests, and my upload would often be like 0, but I was still able to do. I could go to a web page. It was like being on dial-up. I could go to a web page. I have to wait quite a while for it to come up. Sending email was a chore. Like trying to send anything was just brutal. It usually wouldn't work. If I had to download anything of any size, that usually wouldn't work either. And there were sometimes it would just completely crap out, and I'd have to just sit and wait for a few minutes, and then it would come back all of a sudden. So we're dealing with that. We have to resort to DVDs a couple nights. Like, okay, fine. This morning we're getting out, and Dead Heart's getting stir crazy because she hasn't been out of the house in a while, and so we go down and drive past that tower. Oh boy, they're hoisting up the new. Well, this actually was yesterday. I drove by it. They were hoisting up a new section of dishes and stuff. And then this morning, that was in place, and they were backing the crane out. And I'm like, oh boy. So we get back. I get on the internet. Holy shit! It's like 60 megabits down. And it's like, and I'm squealing like a little girl. It was better speed than I had back before we moved. And I was just absolutely thrilled. And I had to go do some stuff, and I went and did it, and came back, the fucking new 5G signal had fucking vanished. I'm like, no! But at least my shitty old signal is back. And I talked to him, and I called him, I said, it was probably just a turn-up test, and they're probably, it's going to be going live tomorrow. So if tomorrow rolls around, and you still having problems, give us a call back. So, yeah, and so I'm not right now. I'm taking a break from the editing because I couldn't. God damn it, I couldn't download shit because I don't have some of my sound effects anymore. I don't have access to them because I was a member to stuff, and I don't have that membership anymore. So I'm having to steal, download, just to acquire some sound effects here and there. And as you'll see here, I'm putting them in my cart, but yep, never mind. Never mind what I'm going to do with those. It's none of your business. Anyway. But yeah, now that I can actually start downloading stuff again, then these sounds, I can start mixing it back up. I was basically, up until now, I've just been getting the voices and stuff in line, and marking stuff where I have to go back and redo stuff with Respeecher. There's a couple, I found like a bunch more stuff with Respeecher I have to go back and redo. Not a bunch, but a few handfuls of lines that what the hell is going on out there? So I'm hoping by tomorrow sometime I'm going to have this done and out and up, and then immediately start to work on the next chunk because I've already got the audio recorded for it, the main audio, and now it's a matter of cutting it up into characters and going through Respeecher and finding voices for the new ones, and just going through that because there's a little bit of going. Silver's the biggest problem with that because her voice is what they call vocal fry, which is that kind of really gruff. She sounds like she's been ridden hard and put away wet. She sounds like she's been a 6-pack a day smoker for fucking ever. When I do it, the AI has a little bit of trouble with that, and she's the only one that I mean, there are some other one. Is there anybody else that's giving me trouble? No, I don't think any of the other ones. Did Lemon Cake? No, I think there is one part where Lemon Cake sounded a little weird, but it's mostly Silver. And it's weird stuff like half of the sentence will be in a different volume, or it'll be like talking in one voice, and all of a sudden it goes to a whisper and talks like this. So it's been a while since I used it, and I know there's been some improvements. Also, the people from Altered AI reached out to me because there's the ones I checked out first, and they gave me a new free trial because I had an actually meeting with them, and I talked to them, about why I didn't choose them. And it was Silver's voice that nixed that whole thing because it could not handle that accent. It mangled it terribly every time. Everything else that I don't do with that really forced kind of lower kind of weird voice, I just alter my normal voice a bit to give it the accent, and then I throw it through Respeecher. It gives it that the different voice. So really, but anyway, Altered. Yeah, I may use that trial and get a few because they had some. I mean, that was impressive too. Don't get me wrong. Altered was really impressive. They had some really good voices and some really good accented voices. Respeecher's voices are all kind of generic as far as their accent. Although I think they do have nationalities now as well. But Altered had people who were English speakers that were the selection for the voice, and you didn't have to do an accent; it would do it for you. So that they both have bonus, plus and minuses, but their subscription models are both crazy because Respeecher is like, it's $200 a month, and that's their subscription, or call us. And Altered isn't much better. It's like $50 a month for a real limited voice set, and then it's $200 a month for access. Like, Jesus Christ. Now I'll have to check and see what the limited voice set is. That might actually be useful, but we'll see. Anyway, that's all that's going on. Wanted to give this brief update of how many minutes have I gone on? Fucking 15 minutes? No, 16 minutes. Um, just so you know what's going on. Like I said, next day, I'm going to really try to get this out tomorrow, before the weekend. And like I said, I'm basically doing the FX at this point, and tidying it up and just making it, as usual. It's the fucking FX that take forever. It's not the voices, even the speaker. That doesn't really take very long because it just spits it back out, and I have to cut it up into tracks and stuff. But and I'm doing more panning stuff where one character sounds like they're on one side of the room versus the other. But the FX work and the mastering and stuff, that takes so much longer than the actual recording. It always has. But anyway, that's where we're at, folks. I'll be looking for it soon. And then I'm going to be I want to try to get out one chunk a month, if not more. It just depends on my time right now, because I got so many fucking irons in the fire right now. It's not even crazy. It's not even funny, especially with this house stuff. Well, who knows? We'll see. I was thinking about looking. I mean, it's a VA loan. I could take it somewhere else, but never mind. I'm rambling again. Anyway, guys, appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Keep watching out soon. Again, my Patreons. You guys are awesome. Thank you for sticking with me. Even the one person that bailed the other week, I know, I understand. I do not fault you at all. I would have bailed too. But you guys have been awesome, and be looking for good stuff soon.